Everybody is talking about the quarterback, Tyler Buchner. Her name. You know what's kind of cliche about that? If you're kind of an older watcher of the show, again, thanks for stopping by and hit the subscribe button, guys. We're on every Sunday night. That's just something I kind of put together for tonight. Just going to be on for a little while, see where the top few guys go. Uh, what's cliche about all this is if you're an older guy, especially 45 or older, uh, you know, for Notre Dame to be coming by to going to be the saving cast for an Alabama team, that's kind of funny if you know the history of Alabama and Alabama Notre Dame. Never been really liked or anything. So you know, I think it's kind of funny. So before we get on, there's still about 10 minutes left. So let's talk about Tyler Buchner. If anybody's interested, he's a young man from the Bay Area around San Diego, California. He was recruited by Saban back 2 years ago. He's in the same class as Milrow. He threw for over 5,000 yards, and he's rushed for about 2,000 yards. I think he threw about 30 touchdowns. His numbers, basic wise, putting up stats against new guy quarterback Georgia's Carson Beck. His numbers are just as adequate, or they were actually better than Beck's numbers. Beck being a Florida kid from Jacksonville. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. And the reason this gets a lot of news is because it's Alabama. Alabama's always going to be in the news. Saban's been the big dog on the block for years and years, and he has set the standard to how we play the college football game and how it's kind of done. And it is what it is, and there ain't nothing we can really do about that. And fans are fans, and fans are going to gripe, and they're going to get on Twitter. And like Big Game Boomer, I know he's butthurt because his Sooners are terrible, and they look for a big turnaround, and they just hadn't been really good. And he's just putting out silly stuff like the sky is falling at Tuscaloosa. I'm a fan of Alabama, but I mean, we do a show, and you can see I cover Georgia, we cover Auburn, we cover most of the SEC, and we just want to be honest and give a good, honest rapport and opinion, and somewhat an educated opinion, you could say. I've been doing this for a while. And yes, Saban does know what he's doing. Now he brings in a new coordinator, Reese, which is from Notre Dame. So I guess, after the spring game, were they great? Simpson did okay. Milrow, they were just okay, and I know Bama fans are looking for that splash guy. Guys, Alabama fans, y'all hadn't had to look for a quarterback in 6 years, 7. I mean, it's been a while. I mean, since Jalen Hurts and Tua come in and saved him, and then he saved him in the SEC game, and it's kind of been back and forth. Mac Jones waited his turn, come in, a little spelunky, had a bad game, against Auburn that time, and it's just kind of been really good. But we have to remember we've had Sarkisian calling plays. He's one of the best in the country. And also, the facts that the receivers are not there at Alabama anymore. Okay. Waddle, Mitchie, Devontae winning a Heisman, moving on. The room's just not great. And some of the guys that we've seen down there Saturday at A-Day, they're 3 or 4 star players, and they're going to be good. And he's had a good recruiting class. So if you're a Bama fan, just hang on and be patient, and it won't be long. They'll figure it out. But anyway, back to Tyler. What do we have to go by? I mean, I'm a history major by profession from up here to our local Jacksonville State University, go Gamecocks. So we watched him play against Marshall. Did he have a good game? No. He actually had 2 or 3 picks in that game. Didn't play really good at all. And in the game against South Carolina, he had to make a comeback to win play in the bowl game. So he was highly recruited. out of college. I seen him on a 3-star level, like out of arrivals. I think 24/7 Sportsman had him as a 4-star. And like I said, he was in that class with Milroe, and he was, I believe he was actually the 13th quarterback, and I think Milroe was 14th. So they were pretty close in stature and recruiting status, as in coming out of high school. And you think with Milroe being there, he would be prepared. But he played under Steve. And during that time, Steve's running his plays, and he had some great plays. And Steve learned to use his players in a way to where it was the right way for them and the players they had. Well, those guys are gone. They're not there anymore. Now you got a coordinator, a young guy from Notre Dame. So, I guess bringing in his guy that knows his offense, what do y'all think? Do you think does Saban just bring this guy in to try to be a motivation, kind of like how Sanders, how Lane picked Sanders up to be at Ole Miss to kind of pressure Dart maybe at Ole Miss? What do y'all think? It seems like if he's going to spend enough time in the way Saban is calculated, he's going to spend the time to do this. He's going to bring a guy in to start. I mean, why would he not? Why would you not want to have a guy to come in and be your starter? And just to bring him up here for those reasons. Some commercial break. Probably when they get back, things are to start getting kicked up here. And we'll see who goes first overall. So, I guess enough about Bama. Other things I guess we could talk about happening. We talked about the new rules and stuff Sunday, about the clock stopping on the first downs and that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'll get back from commercial here.